Okay, I just wanted to do a brief introduction to what is now season 2. So I decided to, with the first set of 90 videos, is to put those into what I call season 1. Season 2 is a whole new batch. It's going to be a whole new batch of videos. No idea as to how many it's going to end up being, but this is only covering, obviously the first season was covering from March 2023 up to August of 2025. So a huge amount of time. And that had huge variety in it, because obviously you had the Demonic Realm series, which I felt was really, really good. I really liked that one. And that one, obviously taking you through all the kind of crazy demonic attacks in various different forms. That hasn't really featured at all. I say not at all. I mean, I've only had one or two very brief kind of attacks really since. So what I'm going to be filming at the moment is from September 2025 through to February 2026. It's now February 26. So there may be some that as I'm filming and I have come through, I'll film them, but at the moment it's just that kind of time frame. It's only about 5 months rather than, 2.5 years, something like that, so. But surprisingly, as far as how much room they all fit into my dream journal, it's about 1.5 books, maybe a bit more, just for those 5 months, in comparison to, say, 3 and a little bit for 2.5 years. So there is quite a lot that we'll still pack in. Developments, microphone. There's a microphone now, tiny little one. I was deciding whether to go with like a gamer kind of big microphone here sort of thing, or a little portable one like this. I went with a small one. So hopefully this should also increase the volume. I have control over the volume now, whereas in the first set of videos I didn't. So that's a little bit of an upgrade. Also, other things that have changed. I finished filming in August of 2025, the previous set, and for my birthday I got a dream book called The Divinity Code by Adam F. Thompson and Adrian Beale. You can find this on Amazon, lots of different places, I believe. That's where it came from. As you can see, it is absolutely massive. About 600 odd, nearly 700 pages worth of dream interpretation and stuff like that. I've found it to be helpful in some areas. More so, I would have said, when you're just completely stumped, you just got no idea at all, then it's quite good at just triggering stuff. And it's all scripturally. I mean, this isn't, this is a scripturally based one. It will give you the scriptures and stuff that it's saying this represents this. So it's quite good from that point of view. I have found that I started to rely on a little bit when I was going through some of my interpretations. And I think I leaned on it too much, to be honest. So I started looking at it and it was like, what does red mean in the colour? Oh, okay. What does a car mean? Oh, it means this. Okay. What does steering problems mean? Oh, it means this. And you start getting all these fragments, but they don't really kind of coalesce. And so I found it, you can go too far with it. So I've been just trying to ease back on some of that and really use it just for when I'm really struggling, I think. But what I did notice is, obviously I only got that in October of 25, and I was doing all the videos before then. It actually confirmed a lot of my interpretations actually from the original one, the bee parable. I may expand upon that actually, the bee parable, because I got some more revelation around that. So there might be some small little videos where I might say, oh, I got extra revelation on this, I'll get extra revelation on that. What I would suggest doing though is whenever you're watching a video, do look at the comments, because I will comment on the video and say, oh look, 17 minutes in, a little bit of a slip out there. I said trilogy instead of trinity. I noticed some little slips in a lot of things. There was a couple of bits where I was just genuinely wrong, but when I said something about Babylonian Empire, when it was Assyrian Empire, again, it's in the notes. So if I notice anything, and I do listen to the videos over and over again, to help me to, I would have said, sometimes when you feel a little bit low, I find a little bit low, then I watch these and I think, wow, look, this is how God's involved in my life, and I recount some of those dreams. So it's been really helpful for me from that point of view as well. But this was just, as I said, a brief intro into the new season, which, as I said, has a real mixture. No real spiritual attacks, though. So this is more pure dreams. There might be some little revelations that I put in there, that sort of stuff, but it's pure dreams. But there's some really interesting stuff that's come up. So I would have, if you've seen any of the previous season, there was quite a few things where I said I was watching a Lost and this came up, or I was watching this film and this came up, and it was exactly the same as the dream. So crazy confirmations. I did have, I've had loads of those as well. It was one after another after another. I was writing out my dream journal, and I was sending my mum messages and saying, it's happened again. You know, this has just happened on TV. And then the next day I'm writing another one out and I'm like, it's happened again. You know, and all of this kind of stuff. And there was certain dreams I was writing out and I was thinking, I'm just going to bin this dream. It was already in the bin, you know, from last season. I didn't decide to film it, and I'm just going to leave it, you know. And then I'd have another dream and it was connected to that, and it kind of confirmed it all. And I was like, oh wow, okay, I obviously need to hang on to this then. So there's been some loads and loads of stuff like that happening as well. So I would have said as confirmations go, probably even more than the first season, to be honest. And quite visual as well, random stuff. So I'm going to try and incorporate some videos of what I saw and explain, you know, confirm things that happened as confirmations. But they're the ones I know. I kind of feel like, right, okay, yeah, there's definitely something there. And there was one, as I said, I'd just binned off and I thought it was nothing, you know, but ended up being something, and something big. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to mention on the intro. I'll start getting into some dreams. I don't have any time today, so I'll be doing it when I can. But again, there'll be upload after upload of the various different dreams. I'm just going to try and be led as to what kind of order to do them in. What I would say from last time was I was just picking like ones I found really interesting. I was like, oh, I'll go with that one. Or, oh, that one was about UFOs. Oh, I'll do this one, it's about UFOs as well. Or this one had a nuke in it. All right, I'll do this one that had a nuke in it as well. So I was just kind of going with the flow, really. And what I found was when I was getting towards the end, I was getting to these smaller dreams that were little bits, little snippets, and there were ones where I was thinking, do I bother filming those? And I started to notice, I mean, you'll notice that towards the end of my dreams, actually, I start even saying it, right, okay, this makes sense. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to combine all of these, because all these little bits of dreams, they were all left, started all coming together, and they were all like, oh, okay, well, that's connected to that, that's connected to that, and that works well with that. Okay, brilliant. You know, all this stuff was kind of coming together. So I'm hoping in faith that sort of stuff is going to happen again, and there will be some kind of an order that makes some sense, and some will start coming together. So I've got a little bit of a plan for the first few. Nothing in particular really. I just thought they were quite interesting, and so we'll start with those. The ones that are a bit more complex, I'm kind of leaving them until I'm a bit more prepared. I've got a bit more time maybe, rather than shoot them before work, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I do, and I'll pick up with you soon. Oh yeah, one thing I did not mention is during all the last set of dreams, as far as my YouTube name, it was all sorts of weird things. Really, really strange names. I couldn't really think of them. I didn't really know how YouTube worked. I thought you could just change your name. And I changed my name to something just to check to see if there was anybody out there that had that same name. And I was stuck with that for about 2 or 3 weeks or something like that before I could change it. So it was actually only right towards the end of filming, like right towards the end of filming, that my name actually changed to the channel as Hope That's Interesting. Okay? The idea being hope, as in hope, you know, hope. And that's interesting, as in having hope. That's interesting because obviously we live in a world of not really a great deal of hope, do we? And this is obviously the divine, you know, kind of hope that we have. And also at the end of all of my sign-offs, I was saying, hope that's interesting. And I realised it became a tagline without intentionally, consciously making it that. It was just my go-to. So I thought, that's what I call the channel, I guess. So when I'm saying that, there is a point where I say that quite a lot, don't I? I might even call that the channel. It wasn't that long after that I actually changed the channel to that name. Anyway, I wanted to keep it a bit briefer, to be honest, briefer than 10 minutes, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll start filming, and we'll get into season 2. Okay, I'll do playlists and things like that, same sort of things I did last time. If you want a playlist actually to keep season 1 separate, I've created one that says season 1. So it's just so that you can just run through it. And also it will be easier in that it should just run from hopefully from one video to another, rather than you going into one and then it jumps to somebody else's video or something. I don't know. I don't know how it'll work, but I'm hoping, because it's a playlist, that it may do it like that. We'll see. But yeah, as I said, I will see you hopefully on some more dreams.